Welcome to Massive Beers. My name is Matt. We do the beer stuff here. A little bit of Oakflower up in this piece in the form of their Folklore Legend. Yeah, this is a double dry hopped 8.3% double IPA. Oakflower, one of my favorite breweries in Jersey. I don't get to get there that often. I'm lucky I can get some of their stuff relatively close to me, off a shelf, off a cooler, more specifically. But I actually went there today. I had to go to another brewery to pick up a box of beer, and there on the way home. And anytime I have the opportunity to stop by, I do so. I had a couple beers while there. They had this. They just released this sucker, so I figured, why not give it a whirl? Here we go. I think I said everything that's on here. I don't think there's anything else. Millington, New Jersey, they're out of. Please recycle the can. That's it. They really don't do anything as far as just name it of beer, a label. They're not getting weird. They're doing their thing. So we'll see what's what. Big old hazy double IPA. Looks like a super turbid jam. Label-wise, I'll put it this way. I'm not the biggest fan of their label art. I do like the distinctness of it, but this one, you got a little MF Doom mask kind of going around there, so I can kind of dig it. Folklore Legend, I'm not a huge MF Doom guy, so that probably is one of their songs, I assume. Here we go. It looks like super turbid haze. I mean, that is potato leek soup, butternut squash soup. That is what that looks like. And just that infinite kind of milky density that everybody covets today in today's hazy IPAs. Half a pinky finger at best of a just off white, kind of little soapy edge, a little jammer. Then give it a whirl, and you can see the way the head kind of clings there. And all the bits and pieces point to just a huge, robust hazy double IPA. Let's see what the nose tells us. Yeah, it's honestly just this melange, heavily stone-fruited melange of richness. So you're getting tropical fruits, you're getting citrus, you're getting those things. A huge pineapple, huge kind of like a little orangina kind of orange kind of going on it, but it really is a big stone fruit monster for me, with this heavily oated kind of pseudo kind of lactose thing kind of going on. And this precursor to this decent amount of greeniness. And by decent amount of greeniness, it kind of gives me the idea that I'm going to get a big green component from it. But I don't think it's going to be like super sharp, hot, pellety green. I think it's more going to be just a scalliony green, maybe something a little super nuggy kind of green. But nothing too sharp, nothing too crazy. But it really is rich. I mean, and by rich, I mean it's just... There's the shaved edge of that fruit is there. A lot of these hazy IPAs, not the super turbid ones, but more specifically just hazy IPA in general, can be a little bit kind of sharp as far as the sweetness goes. Get out of that softness, that shaved edginess, that little bit of kind of pseudo-lactose heavily oat addition. Sometimes it can have a little bit sharper, kind of almost like hard candy kind of sweetness. This has this kind of perception of this softness while at the same time being saturated with flavor. Aromatically, it is just hefty. Hefty, son. And I'm just going to dive into it. So, yeah. Cheers, y'all. Man, that's so good. You drink a double IPA. It has this kind of just like impact to it that you can't get these flavor profiles really out of something much less an ABV here, and that's where this kind of is in tune for me. A lot of people are on team, I want my 8% to drink like 4, and yada, yada, yada. No, I want my 8% to drink like at least 8%, if not bigger. This comes off very much like almost like triple IPA as far as impact goes. So you get that green portion, so a little hot pellety green, a little beast or weedy green. So it does have that little bit of bitterness in there, which I appreciate. Then you follow through with just a super luscious mouthfeel. It's super turbid, it's super dense, but it's not hefty. It's easily drinkable, which is a cool trick to pull off, especially when you're at that high ABV and high density level. And then as far as the fruit goes, it probably surfaces more equal playing field melange of things. I thought it was heavily stone fruit. In the taste, I'm not going to say that's not there, or in the aromatic, sorry. I'm not going to say that's not there in the taste, but it's just a little bit more kind of, that tropical fruit, rich, ripened tropical fruit is probably on par, if not very close to that stone fruitiness. So is that citrus, but nothing here comes comes off acidic. You know, sometimes you drink these beers and you get a big citrus note that comes off slightly acidic. Everything here is tempered in that sense. There's not a big pithy or acidity to it, or perception of, you know, it's not a sour beer. I'm not saying it's actual acid in there. It's just that perception of an acidic kind of fruitiness. It comes off very, very much more like a rich kind of fruit smoothie kind of thing. Like if you're actually going to make a fruit smoothie, a little bit of almond milk, you know, throw a couple things in there. It doesn't overpower the way the fruits kind of come off, but tempers, again, that sharpness and has that softness to it, while at the same time having that big, huge impact. It's almost like, you know, it's like, you know, you ever get hit by like a pillow? You know, when you get in a pillow fight, you get hit by a pillow, you're like, oh, it's a pillow. But then every now and then, like, you get hit by, like, a gigantic, humongous pillow, or you get blasted by one of those huge bouncy balls, the, like, ones that, like, knock people over and stuff. That's the way this beer, that's the best analogy I can make. That's how this beer kind of comes across. It's all-encompassing. It's very wide, very large, very hefty, but at the same time, it's not sharp. It's not jarring. You know, you get hit by that gigantic pillow. Sure, the impact, you feel it, but it's not like you get injured or hurt or anything like that. And that's where this thing really pulls off a couple really cool tricks, and that it's bringing you all this volume, all this hoppiness, all this mouthfeel, all this richness, but in a very drinkable package. Super cool trick to pull off, and I dig it, man. Yeah, I dig it. Yeah, this is absolutely delicious. Probably one of the better double IPAs I've had as of late. And let's cut to the chase. Is it? Yes. Mount Rushmore says yes. This is really tasty stuff, and honestly, I would be like, good on you, Oakflower, but their stuff has been killing it for quite some time now, so for them to produce a hazy like this, for me, honestly, is not a surprise. Definitely worth a stop if you're out there close to them. It was at Millington, New Jersey, half an hour away from a bunch of bigger breweries. Okay, think about, like, west of Newark, Morris Plains, between Morris Plains and Newark. So if you're traveling that 287-80 corridor, you're really not that far off. 78, 287 kind of thing. You know what I'm talking about if you know the area. Is this available off the shelf? I don't know. I do see their stuff off shelves at certain retailers. Does this make it out? I don't know the case, but maybe you might be able to find it. Leave you with all. I paid $18, and for a 4-pack. For a 4-pack of 12-ounce cans, a little steep, but good breweries doing good things. I have no qualms with that. And leave you with, if you like what we like this. If you just like turbid hazy IPA, you're not afraid of a little bit of bitterness, and you don't want an overtly sweet beer. It's probably the thing I should have mentioned that I didn't, is that, and I think I kind of leaned towards it where I talked about the sweetness, how it's softer. It's really a decently attenuated beer. It doesn't have a ton of residual sugar to it. I think that helps lend itself to being a little bit more drinkable. So if you like your hazies, really well done, but not hyper sweet, and just, man, you like your 8s to drink like 10s, you'll dig this. So there we go. Reviewing the books. Hopefully enjoyed. Massive Beers, if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff, Beer Messy, podcasting stuff, and Oakflower. Have you been to the brewery? I was there today. Have you had our beers? Have you had this beer? All that fun stuff. Let's talk about it down there. Hopefully enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying some big old haze right now. Hope we'll see you next time. Cheers, y'all.